All right, Brian Irizarry here with head coach Coach Rizzotti. We apologize about technical difficulties right at the tail end of the game. So the final was Penn State 71, Hartford 65. So the Hawks finish up 0-3 here at the Caribbean Challenge. But what a seesaw battle it was throughout the course of the entire thing. And when you walked on over, and obviously we had technical difficulties, was there a turning point at any point?
You mean in terms of how we
in the
played?
game?
I don't know. I felt like we kind of stayed solid for most of the game. There was clearly a missed offensive rebound, three-pointer, or a bad turnover on our end, or a missed free throw, but I don't feel like we had a lot of bad stretches. Like we've been playing, okay, and then have like a big drought. I felt like we were pretty consistent through the game, and the thing we were most consistent with was obviously our effort. I was really pleased to out-rebound a team like Penn State that has the size and the athletes that they have. Certainly means that our kids were playing really hard.
Well, one thing that you were looking for is the consistency just with points, and I mean 4 players in double digits, and if you take out Maggie Lucas for Penn State, who dropped 27, and you get consistency like that with double digits and 4 players, I mean, what did you say in the locker room afterwards?
Well, I told them that obviously if we had played this hard in all of our games, we wouldn't be 1-6.
Yeah.
So you can look at it 2 ways. You can be happy that the effort was finally there, or you can be disappointed that it took this long for us to get to play that hard. But I told them, like, that's the kind of team I can coach. Like, I can't coach the team that showed up 3 weeks ago when we started the season, but I can work with the team that was on the floor tonight. Because although we made a lot of mistakes and, we still, didn't have rotations that I wanted, or we still had turnovers on offense, the effort and intensity and the focus was there. Alex made her layups, and we made threes, and we were much better about our defensive matchups. And I know Lucas had a lot of points, but we shut down their other kid who was averaging like 4.5 threes a game. And with the players they have on the inside that you have to pay so much attention to, you're going to end up giving up some outside shots. So overall, I felt like we really were committed to the game plan, switching zones, switching to a soft man, taking away the post, and we haven't had that kind of commitment with all 5 guys on the defensive end all year. So I was certainly pleased with that, but we made our mistakes at the end to give the game away. Missed some free throw, turnover, missed box out. So I wrote them a little bit because I don't want them to be just happy with the effort. I want them to not settle and to expect more from themselves.
Not to really single anybody out, I really thought it was a team effort today, but
Yeah.
Mary Sylvia 0 against Utah in the loss there, and then 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, finished with 12 points. Is that just basketball? One day you have a bad game, and the next day shots start dropping?
Yeah, I think so. And, you kind of play the averages. Mary's a great shooter, so you would hope that, she's going to just be able to mentally move on to the next day. And as a senior, I'm certainly pleased that she was able to do that. And, it helps when we're making outside shots. We're a lot harder to guard. It opens up drives for us and allows us to get the ball in the post. And I thought all our guys were really patient about the shots they took, whereas yesterday against Utah, I thought we rushed a lot of our outside shots and therefore didn't make as many. So we were much more patient today. We had good balance, and although our guards did a lot of our scoring, I still feel like our post players were much better on the offensive end in terms of taking care of the ball and being options for us.
I know that you didn't come away with a win here against Penn State, but the 4 players that are in double digits are guard heavy. Is this something that you think that might help Hartford create its identity, that you're going to be a guard-driven and not really so much rely heavy on your low post?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely very different from the last few years. And, although I think Nakia will continue to develop through the year and be a good post presence for us, we're not running offense that's really specific to get the ball in the post like we have. So we want her to be a guy that will score in double figures for us, but we are going to be much more guard driven. And I don't want it to be that we have to be a 3-point shooting team. I want us to be a guard scoring team. So I want the drives to the basket. I want us to get fouled. I want us to make plays. And I thought they were really good about that. There was a couple times that we've been challenging Daphne and Elisha and Alex all to, when they get in there, if they can't get a great shot, to find somebody else. And they all did a really good job dropping off passes and finding their other shooters on the perimeter. So you can see the progress, and you can see them starting to understand. And I feel like for the first time as a coach, I now have something I can build off of. Like, this is the team that I want to coach, the team that was out there as young as we are and as many mistakes as we made. This is the team that I want to be able to work with. And if we can perform with that kind of effort, it'll be a much better December.
All right, finally, before we let you go, the team has the rest of today, tomorrow, an entire day, and then I think wee hours in the morning on Monday, the team flies out. I know you had some goals coming into here. You obviously didn't turn out the way that you wanted, but you can still pull something from this trip, like a trip to Mexico, and getting the girls an opportunity to maybe room with different people.
Yeah.
As a coaching staff, I know it's kind of quick because we're coming off a loss here against Penn State, but what did you get from this trip here?
Well, I do think we're a little bit closer to finding our identity, and I think the girls have a better understanding of what I need from them, and I'm not sure we knew that coming down here. And we're still trying to figure out our roles. We still have guys that not really maybe sure, how many minutes they're going to play or what we expect of them, but I feel like we're getting closer to defining who we are, and that's what this trip was really all about. I mean, I didn't want to come into it with a number. Like, let's be 3-0, let's be 2-1, let's get one win. I don't want to ever settle and say it's okay to be 2-1 and to lose one game. I always want to win. But I also felt like this team wasn't really ready to be a team that I could say, let's win all 3 games. So I needed to find something else to really focus on as a coach, and that was to figure out how to play as hard as we did today. Like, figure out how to challenge them to want to play hard on every possession and to push through being tired and to be focused and limit their mistakes. And so when you out-rebound a team by 6 and you finally limit your turnovers to 16, there's a lot of positives in a game like that. So we're getting there. We're moving in the right direction, and we've had a really tough schedule. I don't think anyone realizes how hard this schedule has been early in the year. So hopefully our kids can continue to improve, and we'll start getting some wins. And by the time conference rolls around, we'll be right where we want to be.
I definitely think you guys got a positive to pull out of it. So that is Coach Jen Rizzotti. I'm Brian Irizarry. A couple days left here in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and the team will return to the United States and return to action at Hartford coming up on next Friday of next week. So we say adios, amigos.